Easy me so long. Welcome to the Tempest Universe. Manny, today's special, probing with fried rice.
China.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
It's China to me, China.
Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
China.
This is the Tempest Universe, man. Hold on to your ass. You're in for a hell of a ride.
Welcome to this current episode of the Tempest Universe. I just posted the live link, so anyone that wants to join in can do freely and tell us your story. It doesn't have to be a probing. You didn't have to get stopped in the middle of the woods somewhere. Maybe you escaped. Maybe you were on a dark road one time and you saw the bright lights in the woods. Can you stop? But then something told you you had a pucker moment. And you said, screw it. Let me just continue on. And you escaped probing. Now, in some of the stories, even if you try to escape probing, it still comes after you. So I don't know. We'll have to see. So it's on there. I see Green Man's on. I see Renee's on. I say I'm on too. And now we're on, 3 different Facebook pages, the YouTube channel, and just nowhere else, for fuck's sake. Hey, there's my phone. Hey, one day I'll remember to put this damn thing on mute. But that day is a long time from now, to be honest. Anyway, we got 2 stories to share with you. One of them is Tucker Carlson. What the hell is going on with Tucker? I literally stay up every night because he has like clips of his show. And so far, I would say like half the time it has to do with UFOs, the current UFO stuff. And Tucker's a believer. I'm pretty much convinced that Tucker believes what's going down with government, with UFO story, all the madness. But where does it get him? I don't know. He's got a crazy story that he told on another podcast, which I'm not afraid to share. Fuck it. I'll share shit from another podcast. I don't care. It is what it is. They got the scoop. They got old Tucker on there, and he gave him this information. I just want to make a observation of UFO Twitter, UAP Twitter, and all the madness that's going on there. It is absolutely crazy. The wars that are happening on Twitter right now between folks taking sides on the UFO. Is it a phenomena anymore? Nobody knows. Is it UFOs? No. Is it advanced U.S. tech? Nobody knows. Is it China? Is it Russia? We're literally confused of what the fuck is going on in ufology thanks to, I don't know, Lou Elizondo. I guess we can thank him. Thanks, Lou. The funny thing is, Lou's kind of disappeared now. I don't even think Lou is part of the conversation anymore. I think he threw the rocks and ran. Though he did, listen, you got to give him credit. He took the stuff. He did his thing. He did do the circuits. He was talking to people. And slowly, he tried not to say everything that was on his mind at the beginning, but for fuck's sake, people got it out of him. They pried out of him his idea of what these UFOs were, what was involved in ufology. They pulled it out of him. Will we ever get Lou completely back? I don't know. It's vicious right now. It really is. All you got to do is follow the topic UFO Twitter, follow the hashtag, and you will see that it's just fucking ugly. Everybody's getting attacked. George Knapp's getting attacked. Like I saw a couple of guys going after George Knapp, like, holy shit, he's the OG of UFO reporting. Are you kidding me? Why would you go after George Knapp? Now, he has said a couple weird ass shit over the last few weeks in their weaponized podcasts together with old crazy man, Jeremy Corbell. I understand that, but we kind of assumed that when you put these guys together, I assumed that George Knapp was going to keep Corbell in check, and maybe a little bit of that craziness from George Knapp. No, not George Knapp. Well, yeah, a little bit of the craziness in George Knapp will come out, and he'd say some crazy shit too. But I never thought it would be like the shit he's saying. You guys had got to go over to Weaponize. And, a lot of the UFO Twitter war, a lot of the arguments actually started after that as well. All the claims that George Knapp made about, the Area 51 alien looking like Ross Perot. I mean, if you guys love Ross Perot, you're fucking pissed off, right? If you love aliens, if you love the little gray aliens, you're pissed off because that's fucked up to say that some alien from 4.2 far looks like Ross Perot. It's disappointing, to be honest. I can understand why people are fucking pissed off at him. Like, he literally killed the entire phenomena about the little gray aliens. Now all we got to look forward to is the Nordic aliens, or the no dicks. They probably don't have dicks because they're advanced. They don't need dicks. Anyway, let's get into our first topic for today as we trip the light fantastic in ufology, the probing stars, Tucker Carlson. If you're looking at my screen, by the way, if you have not joined the YouTubes to get this podcast in video form, like, this fucking slide is colorful as hell. I almost feel like it's too colorful. Like, there's going to be some retinal burns for some people. On the screen for you, I have an image of the Full Send podcast Twitter feed where it has a picture of Carlson, and he's on there, and he says, "We got a call." Crazy. We got a call on the Full Send podcast. What did he get a call about? You would not freaking believe this. Tucker Carlson says he got a call from an individual who was a Stanford professor about 11 years ago. He alleges that he was asked by the Defense Department to investigate cases of U.S. troops dying due to UFO-inflicted brain injuries. What in the flying bejesus is going on? Why would, and how, and when, and how many times did U.S. personnel from the military come in such close contact with UFOs that they ended up with traumatic brain injuries? He says that the cases had to do with UFOs landing on military bases. And when these UFOs were, or UAPs, right? For all you guys who are hip now, I like to use a UAP. When they approached them, that they suffered traumatic brain injuries, and some died. What the hell is going on? He goes on to say, why isn't this in the front page? Yeah, because nobody fucking knows. You just told us. Why would it be in the front page if no one comes out and says it? How many times do we have to go over the fact that there's an ugly, disgusting stigma about this UFO thing? Tucker, like, why would anyone say anything? Literally, we just got this out the closet, out the UFO probing closet, into the open. And so now we could talk shit, just like you're doing. But what a crazy story is that? So we went from, nope, it's not us. No, they don't exist. No, it's Russia. No, it's China. It might be Cuba. Oh, wait, it's Peru. To now, okay, there might be something up there. And now, shit, they've been killing our military personnel, not just having flybys to where there's close calls. Well, now we've got brain injuries. What the fuck is going on with ufology these days? This is not just a 360, it's a 720, a 1080. I mean, we're all fucking confused. It's like we're stuck in the ufology hurricane. It is maddening. It really is. The other thing is, the story apparently got leaked over to Susan Gaw, And, you know, she's the Department of Defense spokesperson, and she said it's bullshit. Now, she didn't say it that way because she's probably not allowed to, though I would love her to one day just come out, you know, grab herself by her brass balls and just come out and say the way she feels it. She says it's a false story. Not true. It's not happening. I don't know what the fuck what kind of ayahuasca Tucker Carlson was on when he was on the Full Send podcast, but it's not a real deal. What do you do? Who do you believe? This is absolutely, it's maddening to me that we have these stories and nobody knows what's true. It's kind of like the whole situation with George Knapp telling people that he knew someone who knew someone who knew somebody else who he finally talked to, and he recanted the full story of Roswell. And it was pretty similar to what the legend is. I mean, because it's a fucking legend. We still don't have any actual proof. This is what drives people nuts about ufology. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence. There's hearsay. But there's just no solid evidence. And here we have a claim by someone who is on a national news network that we have military personnel who are suffering injuries to the point that some of them have died at the hands of UFOs. And we know nothing. Like nobody fucking cares. It's crazy. So I can understand for him to wonder why it's not on the front of the newspaper. Well, shit, we barely got UFOs on there. We barely got the Tic Tac, the exposure it needed, which there's a UFO Twitter war about that right now too. You can't win. You can't win for losing. It is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. I don't know if if this whole situation actually made it better for ufology to be out in the open like this. I feel it's a lot more muddier now. There's a lot more corners. You got the Greer corner, you got the Knapp corner, you got the Corbell corner, which is by the Knapp corner. You know, you got the Black Vault corner, you got the Skinwalker Ranch corner. It's just, it's the craziest fucking thing ever. Everybody's taking corners. And just they're fighting for their freaking lives. I actually thought about doing the new Stephen Greer documentary, which I guess is produced by Third Phase of Moon. What in the fuck is going on? I don't know. There's got to be some kind of a thing there. But I thought at one point in one of the trailers they showed that Stephen Greer was going to start crying again. Maybe he does. That's probably the only reason I would want to watch it, is to watch him, break down, because he's been probed. So I just don't know. Renee's in there. I mean, she's just typing away in this. She says, the interstellar outer space creature inside that spaceship read my mind, CE5. I guess she's talking about a situation she might have experienced. Could be. Not really sure. Anyway, that is the article. Check out the links that are in the description because, like I said, it is quite peculiar, to say the least, what's happening in ufology right now. The second story for today, in case you're interested, has to do with a book that's about to be published in the UK by Colin Saunders. The title of the book is Triangular UFOs of the United Kingdom. That he holds in his hand is a replica of the UFO that he saw in 1999. Though it's not the TR-3B, it's kind of similar, right? Triangular in shape. But he says that the craft was as big as a house. That's another pucker moment for you. I mean, I could see how if you're like chilling outside of your house, your bungalow or whatever, and all of a sudden, this triangular craft, as he put it, decloaks before you when you're just out and about doing your own thing. I can see how that could impact you, and it's on so many levels, especially to the point where you're writing a fucking book. Now, his book, it should be coming out sometime next month, but I guess there's a lot of pre-sales going on right now on Amazon. So if you're interested, hey, head over to Amazon, Triangular UFOs of the United Kingdom by Carlson Saunders, and check it out. See what his experience is all about. Now, he literally said this thing just decloaked in front of him back in 1999. It was significant in size. And he says first he saw the lights. And if you're looking at this image that he has here, he's probably talking about those 4 red lights at the bottom of the ship, of this model that he has there. And then he says, all of a sudden, it just decloaked in front of him. The whole entire ship appeared. Now, I'm going to be honest. It sounds like something out of Star Trek. And maybe that's what this was. It was some nice technology that just showed up right in front of him. They might have had technical issues because I doubt that they did this whole thing just to impress Colin. Something must have been going wrong, or he's got great cologne. Hold on, let me get some of this Parrot Bay rum. Maybe Colin has the best cologne in the UK and attracted aliens from 4.2 far to the point that these alien ladies had to decloak in front of him. He says, listen, this book itself, it's mostly about wedge-shaped UFOs, that specific phenomena that has to do with the shape of the ship. But he says these could be aliens from different races or even different dimensions. Even though they have similar vehicles that they travel all over the planet on. Maybe Colin believes in the Galactic Federation, where they have all these different types of UFOs all over the place. He also said that he thinks triangles, saucers, and cigars, Tic Tac UFOs, are all the same or similar phenomena. But he wonders if they are aware of each other. He says, well, he's pretty sure they are. And that's an interesting question there. Is it possible that all these UFO sightings, all these different types of crafts, are literally in cahoots? Maybe they're working with each other. That's why they're aware of each other. Because I can't imagine that all alien races have the same type of crafts. I would imagine they would all be different, right? Renee says kind of like cylinder UFOs. I don't know. I mean, we barely could find one fucking alien. We could barely identify one alien race for sure. We got all these stories about, insectoids, reptilians, Nordics, or Nordics, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But we have yet to find a definite evidence of one fucking alien species. So we continue looking, I guess. And until the government figures out it's okay for us to know, that's when we'll know, to be honest. There really is no other way for us to figure this alien mystery out. Unless, of course, as they say, they land on the front lawn, come out in their pajamas and, streak for the hairless monkeys so that we can capture them and transmit their appearance all over the world. Which would be crazy, to be honest. It would be completely nuts if that actually happened. Check out the link in the description for the rest of the story of what happened to Colin and how it changed his life and the fact that he's got a book coming out. And you may want to pick that up somewhere on the, what they call that? The Amazons. Short episode today, but on April 2nd, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will have the author, Wallace Wagner Jr. He'll be coming on here to talk about his book, Within Grasp. Apparently, a lot of this has to do with UFOs in the Bible, but other things that have to do with UFOs. And if you look at the cover, it is actually the Tic Tac UFO that he has on there, or it's a pill for medication. I don't know what it is. It looks like the Tic Tac. April 2nd, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next week, there will not be a live podcast, but we will have a pre-recorded one. And hopefully there's good stuff to talk about because, like I said, we might just do an episode on all the infighting. We'll pull up everybody's Twitter and see who's talking shit about who and the war that's going on. Folks just taking sides, trying to claim their piece of the UFO sky. I don't know. I figure it's enough for everyone, but things would probably work a whole lot better if we all just join together, like Voltron and try to figure this out. Who knows? This is the end of this podcast. It's a short one, but I appreciate you guys for coming in here, especially those that made it live here on YouTube. The episode should be going out in the next few hours in the audio version. But nonetheless, thank you guys for taking the time to listen. Check out the links, visit these articles, and I will see you live again on April 2nd. Ciao.
I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much, I have heard enough about you and your problems, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much, I have heard enough about you and your problems, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, damn, 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 damn. You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause